What's up, boys? Today we're ranking all the NFL teams. I got 5 categories for it. Taking a break from the hit parade. We got top 5 right here, which is top 5 teams. We got playoff teams, teams that are okay, teams that are really bad, and then teams that are so awful that they should just turn into a college team. So starting off, we got the Browns. The Browns, obviously, yeah, they're okay. Nick Chubb can carry you guys if you just hand him the ball off every single play. And Deshaun Watson obviously is very rusty considering the fact that he has not played in 2 years, which I think really anybody would be. I'm not gonna get into the whole situation with him though. But your defense is good, and you've obviously shown that by you just held the Ravens to 3 in the most boring game of all time. But you guys just aren't playoff bound yet. Alright, then we got the Cardinals. The Cardinals, yeah, they're really bad. Everyone. Cliff Kingsbury is an awful coach. Your defense is dog water. And, Kyler Murray's too busy to get off Call of Duty. So, he's also tore his ACL, but, yeah, really bad team. Cowboys, you're not top 5. You're not top 5. I don't want to hear anything about Cowboys fans being like, oh my god, you were a top 5 team. You're not. You guys barely scratched by against the worst team in the league 2 weeks ago. And then you just lost to the Jaguars. And you were neck and neck with the Colts for 3 quarters. You guys were looking like shit until 5 minutes left in the game against the Texans. You're not top 5. I don't even know if you're going to do anything in the playoffs. I don't care if you have Odell Beckham. Alright, Broncos, yeah, turn into a college team. Like, you guys can't score. Like, you guys don't know how to get into the end zone. Even through the uprights. Your defense is one of the best in the league. And you have Russell Wilson, and yet you still can't do shit. What's going on? Your coach doesn't know how to, your coach doesn't know how to work the clock. And your quarterback is looking like he has severe mental stuff going on with him because he doesn't know how to throw a touchdown pass. Lions, dude, they're playing phenomenally right now. Won 6 out of their last 7 after starting 1-6. Dan Campbell's having a case for coach of the year right now. And, their offense is one of the best in the league. That's all their defense isn't bad either. But their offense, I'm pretty sure 2 weeks ago against Jacksonville, I think it was, the Lions, or 3 weeks ago maybe, the Lions scored on every single drive that they had, whether it was a touchdown or 3 points. Next up, we got the Titans. You guys are not looking great right now. It makes sense, but if Derrick Henry gets shut down, your team is not winning the game. Every time that Derrick Henry has gotten shut down, you guys have gotten not even destroyed. You guys have just lost, and you've looked bad doing it. You have no receiving weapons after you traded away A.J. Brown, which, by the way, I still don't understand that trade. Like, what was your GM thinking? No wonder he got fired. But, your defense isn't bad, but it's not good. And, if you guys didn't have Mike Vrabel, you would not be leading the South right now. Even though they're awful. The Bears, hear me out on this one? They're okay. Because even though they were the second team eliminated from the playoffs, Justin Fields is by far carrying that team. They're playing way better than I expected them to be. They beat the 49ers in week 1, which, it was during a monsoon, but they still beat the 49ers. And I think that next season, they're probably going to do better than this season. Because Justin Fields is just incredible. He's incredible. And now you guys have Chase Claypool for a full season next season. We'll see what you do in the off season. And your defense is actually playing better than I thought it would after you traded away your 2 star players. You just held the Eagles to 25, who have one of the better offenses in the league. Anyways, on to the Packers. You guys are okay. I mean, Aaron Rodgers would be having a way better season if he had some receivers to throw to. I mean, Sammy Watkins was doing so bad this season that you literally he got dropped. That man went from having a that man went from having an okay career in Kansas City to getting dropped 2 years later after being with the Ravens and the Packers. Christian Watson's really the only guy in your offense doing anything besides Aaron Jones, maybe. And I haven't seen Robert Tonyan at all season. And your defense hasn't been looking like anything. Like, without Devontae Adams, you guys are awful. Anyways, next up we got the Bills. They're a top 5 team in this league, in my opinion. Josh Allen, he can throw it 100 yards. They're leading the AFC, which is stacked. He can throw it 100 yards. Stephon Diggs is incredible. Your defense is incredible. You're a top 5 team. And next up, we got the Texans. Turn into a college team. You guys are the worst in the league. You tied the Colts, who are probably the second worst in the league, in my opinion, after that Vikings game. And you guys just can't do anything. Your only 2 good players are Dameon Pierce and Brandon Cooks, and they're both injured. So I don't see you getting points, let alone winning. Next up we got the Steelers. Yeah, they're okay. They're not bad because Mike Tomlin, but they're not going to the playoffs because they don't have an offense. They have scored like no points at all season. Without TJ Watt, they weren't winning any games. So I don't know what to say about that. Alright, next up we got the Colts. Yeah, become a college team, dude. You guys just choked a 33-point lead. Like it was nothing. That's like the fourth time that Matt Ryan has choked the biggest lead loss. Like the biggest loss to a comeback. He has lost the biggest comeback of an international game, the biggest comeback of a Super Bowl, biggest comeback of an AFC championship game, and the biggest comeback of now a regular season game. That was just awful, and as a 49ers fan, I'm pissed at them too. Jaguars, they're good. They're okay. Trevor Lawrence, he's playing his tail off. He is the sole reason that Christian Kirk is having one of his best seasons, and Zay Jones is having an incredible season. Foye Oluokun, by the way, a linebacker on their team. Their defense is pretty good, but 2 people standing out for their defense. Foye Oluokun, who never gets any praise. He led the league in tackles last season, I'm pretty sure, and nobody ever talked about him. He's having a great season in Jacksonville. And Josh Allen, obviously, but they're I think a few years from now they could maybe be a playoffs, make the playoffs at least. Kansas City, they're top 5. Patrick Mahomes. That's all I have to say. Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, Travis Kelce. That's all I have to say. Ravens, yeah, you're a playoff team. You guys though, without Lamar Jackson, are terrible on offense. Personally, I think the only people on your offense that are starting on any other NFL team besides the Texans are Mark Andrews, J.K. Dobbins, and Lamar Jackson. Nobody else on your offense is starting on any other team. Your receivers are awful. Like, I mean, who's your starting? Devin Duvernay? That guy is terrible. Like, what? Your defense isn't bad, but you guys are gonna make the playoffs, but you're not gonna go anywhere in the playoffs. Justin Tucker might carry your team. Rams, yeah, you guys are awful. I can't really say it's your fault because Sean McVay is still an amazing coach. You guys are coming off a Super Bowl win though, and you guys are looking like you are trying to get a good draft pick, even though you have no draft picks because you traded them all away. You guys are kind of the 2020 49ers. Your entire team got injured, and you're not. You're also just not living up to the hype, especially after getting Bobby Wagner in the offseason. But everyone on your team has been injured. You lost Von Miller. You lost OBJ. Everyone on your team got injured. Yeah. fourth team eliminated from the playoffs, or fifth team. Chargers, yeah, I think you're a playoff team. I think they're a playoff team. Austin Eckler obviously just got hurt. He'll probably be back. But Justin Herbert, top 5 QB. In my opinion, he's a top 5 QB. He's playing his tail off. Your defense will and is good. It'll always be good as long as Joey Bosa and Derwin James are there. But you guys got J.C. Jackson too, Khalil Mack. I don't know why you guys are kind of shit, but yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. I mean, also Mike Williams catching every single ball that gets up in the air thrown to him. Dolphins, you guys are a playoff team. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Tua. Raheem Mostert. Raheem Mostert is the fastest running back in the league. Tyreek Hill is the fastest receiver in the league. Jalen Waddle is the second fastest receiver in the league. Who gave you all these weapons and why? I need to know, man. It's not fair. It's not fair. You guys are like leading the league in yards after catch because you guys you dump it off to Tyreek and then he just runs for a 60-yard touchdown because no one can catch him. Your defense isn't even that bad. It gets underappreciated. It's not that bad. But Mike McDaniels is an incredible coach too. Next up, we got my team, the Niners. Yeah, top 5. Best defense in the league. Explosive offense. Brock Purdy's playing his tail off. Debo's having an incredible season. I mean, he obviously just got injured, but he'll be back. Thank God. Brandon Ayuk's having a great season. Christian McCaffrey's having a great season, even though he got traded in on the deadline. Nick Bosa, one of the many defensive stars on this team, having a Defensive Player of the Year candidacy season, leading the league in sacks and QB hits. Everyone on the defense. Talanoa Hufanga playing like a next version of Troy Polamalu. D'Amico Ryans being one of the best coaches in the NFL. Kyle Shanahan being a good coach. Don't make me take that back, but they're a top 5 team. Next up, we have the Bengals. They're another top 5 team. Joe Burrow is so good. So good. So is Jamar Chase. Oh my God, they're amazing. They beat the Chiefs, which I mean, I thought it would happen, but whew. Yeah, they're good. Patriots. Oh, I got a bone to pick with the Patriots. Oh my God, that play against the Raiders was the worst play in football I have ever seen in my life. Like, what are you doing? Just send the game into overtime. Don't play for a win. And like, it's a 55-yard pass too. Like, why not at least just go for the Hail Mary? Don't do a flea flicker where Jacoby Myers tries to throw it 30 yards behind him to the quarterback, who has a all-pro linebacker standing right in front of him. Like, even if Mac Jones did catch that ball, what was going to happen? He was just going to get rocked and maybe fumble the ball, and then they could have just scored anyway. So, yeah, what the hell? Next up, we got one of the 4 really bad NFC South teams. You know what? I'm going to put them all in there right now. We'll put the Saints in, we'll put the Panthers in, we'll put the Falcons in, and we'll put the Buccaneers in. They're all under 500 by at least 2 games. The Buccaneers have Tom Brady, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, a lot of stars on their defense. They're having the worst rushing season of their entire franchise. Do you know how bad that is? All these teams, too, are the same exact team. The Saints, the Panthers, and the Falcons are all the same exact team. They're all 5-9, and they all play the same exact goddamn way. None of these teams have a quarterback. I'm not counting Sam Darnold, and I'm not counting Andy Dalton. They're not good. They got goddamn Desmond Ridder in there at quarterback. Who in the fuck is Desmond Ridder? I've never heard of that man in my life. I have no goddamn idea who the Falcons running back is either. All I know is Drake London and Kyle Pitts, who you guys use as a goddamn blocker. He was a first-round draft pick. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And then this man, this team right here, well, you guys traded away all your good players, and you guys are still somehow in the fucking race for your goddamn division. What is going on in the NFC South? I mean, what the fuck? I thought the Buccaneers were going to be clear frontrunners in this division, because all these 3 teams suck. But no, it's actually neck and neck by one goddamn game. Dude, if the next Vikings, you're not top 5. Obviously, there's one last team is top 5, and you can see who it is. The Vikings, though, you guys almost lost to the Colts, but then you won in the most scripted football game of all time. That's all I gotta say about that game. Justin Jefferson is the best receiver in the league. That is definitely helping you out a lot. And Kirk Cousins is bad. I'm just gonna say it. Dalvin Cook's great. Adam Thielen, great. Kirk Cousins, not good. T.J. Hawkinson, your offense is star-studded. Not as much as the Niners, though. And your defense led up 36 points to the Colts. So, do what you want with that. New York Giants, yeah, you guys are a playoff team, but you shouldn't be. I'm putting you in okay. Because you guys are good. Brian Daboll, coach of the year, but you're playing with a practice squad right now. So even if you do make the playoffs, you're gonna get bounced first round easily. Because everyone on your team is injured. I mean, Sterling Shepard, torn ACL. Somehow Saquon's not injured. I'm surprised about that, but Kayvon Thibodeau, hell of a game against the Commanders. Basically knocking them out of the playoffs. Because the Commanders' next 3 games is the 49ers, the Browns, and the Cowboys. But if the Cowboys keep playing like they are, the Commanders could beat them easily. Especially if they rest everyone in the last day. Next up, we have the Jets, playoff team. Their defense is so good. Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson, both going to be rookies of the year. The only problem with the Jets is their quarterback. Like, what the fuck? Zach Wilson cannot be your quarterback. He's so shit. Like, he's not shit, but he's pretty shit. So, that's, yeah. Next up, we got the Raiders. You guys are okay. You guys got lucky with that win against New England. I mean, New England with that absolute shit play. What the hell was that? But yeah, you guys, your entire offense is basically Josh Jacobs because Derek Carr cannot throw the ball to Devontae Adams because he sucks. Max Crosby is your entire defense, and your coach is a bag of potatoes. Next up, we got the Seahawks. Yeah, Geno's having a fluke of a season. I think it's fake. I think next year he will be back to his old self, especially after that 49ers game. Maybe even next week. You guys will finish with a losing record and not make the playoffs. You will miss, and the Lions and Giants will both make it instead of you. Your defense is somehow good. I don't get it. And your offense is DK Metcalf, Kenneth Walker, and Tyler goddamn Lockett. Nobody else is good on that defense. The only reason that you guys even have a shot in hell of making the playoffs is because of your goddamn head coach. Next, Eagles, top 5 team. They should be undefeated. They're not, but I mean, they're the best team in the NFL. Although they have a really goddamn easy schedule. That being said, they are still 3-1, but their schedule is dog shit. Yeah, that's really good offense, I guess. But you guys almost lost to the Bears, and you lost to the Commanders. So yeah, next up, speaking of them, Commanders, yeah, they're okay. I think they will miss the playoffs this season just because of the last 3 games in their schedule. I think they had to beat the Giants to make the playoffs. I do not think they will make it now. I think they'll actually lose the rest of their games. Like, they'll lose to the Browns and the Niners and Cowboys, as long as the Cowboys don't rest their whole team in the last week of the season. But, yeah, you're not going to do it. I just don't see it happening. Because you're not really good either. Your defense carries. Your offense sucks. But anyways, guys, that's my NFL rankings. Yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.